Good morning. Good morning, all. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, YouTube, and good morning, Twitch. Good morning. Just let me get my... No idea whether this is actually working correctly. TFN on... Are they on Twitch as well, or are they on YouTube? Hello. Oh, Twitch, hello. There we go. Twitch is, Twitch is working. Hello, hello, hello. Just let me see if I've got my combined Twitch working. No, still not working. And Microsoft has screwed me and upgraded me to Windows 11. I'm absolutely cooking. So you're gonna have to put with wind noise this morning, and I mean wind noise from a fan, not a trumpy bum. So we are. I'll say it's a good morning actually. Sorry, I was a couple of minutes late. I planned to go live, and then I just took a phone call as well. I took it about 30 seconds after I pressed me schedule, and then I've only just put the phone down from him. So yeah, so let's change this onto live chat so we can see all your lovely people. Morning, JFix PCD, still alive, survived the roof fall. Morning, TFN. You need to get your viewers in on Twitch. I do. Did you try? I haven't had time to try anything, James, as yet. I worked until about lunchtime yesterday, and then started climbing up on the roof. And then City Plumbing, who I'd got all my solar bits from, because they were the ones recommended online, just really haven't got a clue. So they sold me incompatible bits. They sold me the wrong bits as well. They sold me 3 different mixer systems, so they were never going to kind of integrate and work together. And yeah, just a bit of a pain in the backside, really. Bearing in mind, it took them 5 times to get the actual order all to me, because they kept missing pieces off the order and so on. So all in all, would I recommend City Plumbing for solar? Definitely not. Found another company online who I drove through yesterday to see, and they were amazing. Small family business. Well, I'm saying a small one. They've got a huge warehouse, but all they specialise in is solar and renewables. And went in and spoke to them. They got me in the warehouse. They showed me all the different brackets for the roof mounting systems. They asked me what I paid for my panels, and I said, oh, I paid about £105 a panel. And he went, well, we sell the same panels for £52. You should have come to us. I went, well, I wish I had. So they were half the cost for the panels. They're a main supplier, main stockist. They were just brilliant. And whether I want to buy 1 part or I buy 1,000, they'll supply me. But so much good advice from them as well. So I would recommend anybody who is looking at solar to give those guys a shout. They were amazing. They do full installs, and they'll just sell you stuff as well, but at a fraction of the cost of what some of the others are, and they've got the knowledge. What they ended up doing, because I had a problem with the roof bracket, because City Plumbing had sold me the wrong one, I went and he basically sent me away with 3 different types back home to see which one would fit, and then I just went back with them and I went, it's them, and he basically then just took the other 2 back off me and sold me the right amount of the ones that I wanted with no hassle or anything. They were just honestly excellent. It's as customer service should be. I am drinking my tea this morning. Morning, Sean. Hope you're doing well. No broken bones or broken legs. And morning, Steve, as well, on YouTube. Those 2. Now, I did have a bit of an instance, which I've created a short out of, which you will see on my thing. If you just drop into my main YouTube channel, you'll see there was a short uploaded yesterday for that. So yeah. But other than that, I've got. Once I got going with it, I will say it was relative. Oh, cranky, where have I'm in Iceland. I'm even shopping in Iceland. It was relatively straightforward. Got the roof panels on, so we've got a couple of beams already on. I clicked to that one and clicked to. I'm all disorganised this morning because I'll tell you why in a second. So we've got a couple of beams on as well. I managed to get 2 on. There's one down far left hand side if you look as well. So I managed to get a couple on. It took me probably less than an hour. I had to mess around changing saw blade in my saw as well to cut the aluminum beams or aluminium beams. Once I kind of got the tools set up, they were really straightforward to do. It's 2 quite big hefty bolts into the joist. One of the tiles needed a bit of cutting, but other than that, it's really straightforward. As straightforward as I kind of probably thought it was in my head. The next challenge is going to be lifting the panels, because the panels aren't heavy, but they're bulky. They're about 8 foot by probably 3.5, 4 foot. I think they were 46 inches wide by about 8 foot. So that's going to be the more tricky bit is lifting them up on my own and try and get them onto the roof. So I'm not really looking forward to that. I can imagine having to go back to the company which I went to yesterday and say, do you know them panels you told me I could buy at £52 a panel? I need 2 more because I broke my 2. So morning Pitco. Morning, good morning. Anyway, guys, I'm only streaming this morning because I missed everybody. Like you do. I have got somebody picking up at 10 o'clock. They were due yesterday. It was a computer we did on stream on Thursday night because they said it was urgent. And they should have come yesterday, but the car broke down. So, morning, Ryan. Good morning, Ryan. So they should have picked up yesterday. The car broke down. They rang me while we were on the roof, actually. So I'm not glad the car broke down, but I'm kind of glad that they didn't come in the end. It saved me kind of getting down and packing up to say the car had broke down, so they couldn't get. So they come in this morning. I'm picking up about 10 o'clock, but that's just a straight handover. So it shouldn't be too much hassle to get sorted. We have today. I'll give you an update on some. This one. We did this on Thursday's stream. And this is the one what needs the OLED screen, the OMLA screen on here. And we worked on that one on stream on Thursday. I think that was the last one we worked on. And we got so far where we were picking a heat signature up from the main OLED controller chip on a couple of inductors, because the inductors were directly shorted to ground with exactly the same reading ground as the others had. And I managed to find the schematics for the chip, and the chip actually is grounded through inductors for digital to analog noise on an OLED chip, which I didn't know. It's the first time I've seen one of those chips, so I got all the schematic out and traced it all back. Anyway, we weren't getting the enable voltage off there, so the power phases on that one are coming to life. And then when I started testing round, it looks like it's the EC chip. The EC chip is getting hot just in one corner. So it looks like when the OLED screen's been smashed or cracked, or it was the one which has been worked on before, if you remember, they're done. It looks like they might have done something to the EC chip. So I spoke to the customer and I said, look, I can't replace that. I did price my used board up because you can't get new ones, obviously. I have found an exact board, but it's £280 for the board alone. They'd also need a screen. You can't buy brand new screens, so it was a used screen entirety for that one because it's an all-in-one bit. And that screen was, I think that was about another £250. So you put a little bit of fitting on top of there, and it was like 600 quid, let's say. Laptop working refurbed is only 700. So what the customer's rightly decided is she'd rather invest that money in a new laptop of some other description and get a 12-month warranty and everything else on a brand new laptop, rather than fitting parts to this and being used parts, where obviously I can't warrant used parts. So I think it was right decision from the customer on that one. So that one now is going to be maybe another project. Might look at doing something with that. So that was a bit disappointing, but it's what it is. We also did that one up there, which was the water damage, or the Coca-Cola one. which has got the burnt traces. I have replaced a couple more chips yesterday. I didn't stream yesterday because I was trying to get everything done, because it's a lot quicker off stream than it is on stream. Replaced, that's the one with the big blob solder, if you didn't see that. Replaced the 3.3 volt 3 volt regulator, and there was an AND chip which had gone as well, so I replaced that was shorted. And then there was something else I found shorted as well on that one, but then I was just constantly chasing it down. So I think what's happened on there, when it's shorted out or with the liquid on it, it's probably done something to it was because a lot of them were sat on the 5 volts, so I think it's probably just took everything out on the 5 volt line as well. And as it often does, it kind of just blows everything in series. So I have rung the customer this morning because he's more keen to get his data back, because he's flying out to work at the World Cup on Tuesday, and I've left him a voicemail to give me a call, because his data is on his SSD, but it's got BitLocker on. So can't really do anything with that one. So what else we got in today to work on? So we've got this one which needs diagnostics, what we're going to work on first. We're then going to be working on this one here, which again is diagnostics, and we've got a desktop dropped in as well, which is having diagnostics on. And hopefully if a battery turns up for this one, I need to fit the battery for that one. This one is a keyboard. That's definitely not going to turn up because I only ordered that yesterday. So we've got three diagnostics. The desktop, which is diagnostics, is a gaming system, and it's got quite a few faults on it. How he describes it: one fault is it's not coming on at all. Another fault is when it does come on, it freezes and shuts down, but at different times. Another fault is he's getting random freezing with blue screens, which is different to it not working and freezing, because obviously there's different. Blue screen means it's locking up during software, so it's not being able to talk right through that. So there's a few conflicting things. So that one we're just gonna see on there. So that's where we are. That's where we are. And I've took another couple of calls today. So plan is I'm gonna stream until about lunchtime, depending how we get on. And then once we've streamed and gone through that, I'm gonna start solar panel fitting again. I need to climb back up on the roof and get some solar panels off. So let's hope I can stay on there too.
PCDD, you little shit.
Morning, Mike. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ryan in Twitch as well. Did that package arrive yet? I think you messaged me yesterday or Thursday to say it hadn't arrived. I wonder whether it arrived today. Royal Mail for you if it's not arrived. That's what I'm going to blame. We all know Royal Mail's not the best at getting stuff done. Right, let me just get some bits sorted out, and let's get a power supply on screen, which is one of these pictures. And yeah, that one there. Power supply on, and we will get rigged up so we can see port 6 link. We'll work on this Dell. Got an ickle tiny power supply there, so we'll make that a little bit bigger. At least we can see what's what, and we'll get our multimeter turned on as well, because we may need it on this one. Customer just says this does not work. So what he constitutes as does not work, I do not know. It just don't come on. But we all know that might be for different reasons. Let's get our multimeter turned on. They're a little bit behind today. Windows 11. Why have you done it to me? Anyone don't know, my system has decided to upgrade itself to Windows 11. out of very much annoyance. I wish it hadn't, but it did. Can't do anything about it now. I'm stuck on Windows blinking 11. Oh. No, nothing yet, bud, unless it comes this afternoon. Okay. Well, keep an eye out. I have got to post some other bits down to another viewer next week. So if it doesn't arrive, I'll see if I can dig. I'll see if I can dig something else out for you and send that down to you. Just annoying. You'll probably end up with 2. that was quite low hours, I think, from memory, and a 1 terabyte drive. So hopefully it turns up. It's coming in an old Amazon brown envelope. So that's the only thing I had to post it in. Oops. Turn that off. Right, let's get 20 volts on our PSU. And right, we were having issues with this the other day, if you recall. Uh, 5 amps and 19 now. There we go. Oh, Windows is the most thing causing issues for PCs, I swear. It is. Royal Mail is not fit for purpose now. I would agree. Royal Mail doesn't seem, but I think they've got, mainly because they're on an uphill struggle, aren't they? They ain't got the resource, they ain't got the funding to make it a service what we were all thinking it should be, and nobody wants to pay for the additional cost. I do not envy what they do at all. But yeah, Windows. Going back to that, Windows. I was trying to install Windows on a Surface Pro, which is just bane of my life. I ended up streaming on Thursday in a rant for that. I'd look at the first 20 minutes of me ranting about Microsoft and Surface Pro, and then it just worked. But one of the things I tried was downloading the media creation tool for Windows Surface Pro. Ran it, and it then went, yes, to install this software for your Media Service Pro, click next. And what it did was upgrade my PC to blinking Windows 11. And I couldn't cancel it. There was no cancel button. Absolutely no cancel button. I used Task Manager and ended it, wouldn't let me do it. So it's now the spawn of Satan on my machine. But anyway. Right, let's select Dell on here. At least we've got power meter working. Woohoo! One thing, PC gaming, but the ease and I turn console, it just works every time. Yeah. My condolences, yeah, no. No, it felt, me and Windows 10 have been together a long time. I think what the problem is, and this is, I was watching a YouTube video about this last night, and I've said this for a long time, is that back on Windows 98 days, where it would come under scrutiny for being an unreliable operating system, is that the fact that Windows itself, I think Windows, you probably will have a disagreement with me, but there is logic what I'm going to say. Windows itself is fundamentally stable. It's only when you start putting things on it, which I know is a necessity. But a lot of it is down to either third-party software or third-party drivers, whether that's your graphics card or your network card or your sound card or RGB or whatever. When you start putting other bolt-on things to it, because they're not going through the same rigorous testing as Windows, it kind of falls over. So Windows itself, I know it's got better over time, but if you run Windows 10 and didn't put any hardware with it, which I know is impossible, but didn't, it would be a stable operating system. So I think Windows comes under a lot of scrutiny and a lot of unfair hassle, because they've got to write an operating system which then got to encompass every permutation of every manufacturer's hardware out there, where Apple write software and go, yeah, you're only fitting our hardware. Dead easy that way. So that's why Apple's more reliable. It's just a different way of tackling it. So I don't think Windows itself is inherently unreliable. I think Windows, with all your hardware that we expect it to do and everything else, is unreliable. And with memory leakage and RAM issues and things like that. I mean, I was watching Tony at Northwest Repairs. He's just done a video repairing some DDR5 RAM. And it sounds more like a firmware issue. You can rewrite the firmware to the actual RAM itself now. And what he was saying was the DDR5 RAM, when it has got, that's DDR4, but you'll obviously get some RAM with RGBs on. And on DDR5, the third-party software, when it looks at your RGBs in your system and on your motherboard, and you want it red or blue or flashing or green or whatever, it'll also see the LED controller on the RAM to change your RAM to sync it. And that third-party software is really badly written, and it's overwriting some of the SPD information or BIOS information actually on the RAM stick, and that's causing some issues. So I think that's a good evidence that sometimes something is nice and stable until third parties interfere. And I think Windows is similar on that vein, that it's an issue with third party, right? Not necessarily the operating system. It's what we do as an individual, which makes it a bit iffy. But there we go. That's my rant over with. Thank you for joining my morning rant stream. Ooh. Tea and a rant, can't beat it on a Saturday morning. Anyway, we're going to get back on with this. I ain't got a clue why I've got that shown on there, so we'll get on to it. We'll turn this power back on. We are pulling a little bit of pre-charge. For some reason, my on-screen power meter is now not playing, but we'll see how it goes. So we might have to. Aha, we are showing. So it is pulling some current for that. He says it doesn't turn on, so we'll see if we get a picture. That doesn't look too bad at all at the moment. Well, considering it don't come on. Considering it don't come on and we haven't got a picture, that looks awfully convincing like a picture. Yeah, will not post, will not turn on. Well, definitely turning on. Just to prove it. There we go. We have picture. Well, that was easy fix. That's certainly an easy pizza. That was easy. It's working. Let's just shut it down. Can't show you this side because it's got customer name on. It isn't charging, but that could be because I've got my charger set incorrectly. So we'll shut it down, just see if it is taking a charge. Now we've shut it down because it is a Dell. Yeah. So on this little magic box, we can select what manufacturer we want because this will emulate chargers. So we'll go from, oops, we'll go to Dell. And interestingly on here, unless you've got the correct one here set, it doesn't always charge. So we'll try it 150. We'll flick it on. We'll just have to see if it's got any charge current. No charge current on there. So let's try it 90. Dell is peculiar with this. HP don't really make any difference. It'll work off any of them. Dell, no, you've got exactly the same one. This box is usually pretty good at emulating the chargers. I mean, other thing, battery might be full. So it might not be, I can't see it being a 180 watt charger, but you never know. No. So we'll leave that on there and yeah, I'm going to see if we'll see if it boots off the battery. Still booting, so battery's obviously fine. Charger plug looks fine. Yeah, it's come straight up. So I don't think it's that. Cynthia still DOS bits in the OS kernel. Dated back to DOS 6. They won't be stable anytime soon. Yeah, I think they need to do like they did with Windows XP. People kind of rewrite it into a shell, didn't they? Which was ended up being a bit more stable rather than the OS crashing, the shell crashed, which is what they did with XP. I'd be interested to see how it goes forward. I mean, 12's been a long time in coming, so yeah, be interested to see how they do things on 12. I'm just going to log the customer details in here because he has given me the password just to make sure it is coming in. It's that. Ah, wrong password. Wonderful. Don't you just love it? That. Right. Device offline. You've given me either give me the wrong password or you've given me the wrong password. Again, we are relying on enter your pin. It is that. Right. So can't get in. So should we just do a pass? I don't really want to do a password reset on here. Let me just text them and see what they say. That is his number. Oh no. Oh damn. Spelt. Typed his number wrong. Dyslexic fingers this morning, I tell you. That's better. Woo! Good morning. Your laptop you gave me is not working. Can you please confirm the PIN code? Done. Right. We'll put this one to one side until they get back to me. Oops, not that one. We want to go away. And then we'll start on something else, which I can work on. Can't work on that one until we get the correct PIN code. So let's make a start on this one. So another little Dell. This one, choking. Oh, sorry. I'll catch up with chat now because I was just texting. Which brick converter model are you using at Power Supply? I will show you that one in a second, Bando. Link is in description. It is, yeah, Jabby. It is. It's. Thank you, James. Oh, wait there. That customer. Aha, they have texted me straight back, which was good of them. Just see if that's the same as one they've. Yeah. Not working. Right. So. Right. As you can hear, somebody at the door. Just 1 second, guys.
PCDD, you little shit.
Oh, right, sorry guys. That was the collection. I'm just got to ring the other customer who has just who's just rung me.
PCDD, you little shit.
Cows, good morning, cows. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This customer has just rung me back. Reference this password not working. They have put the problem overall, but the family PIN number, even though they're disclosing it, it's not one easily mix up. Wait to hear from you. Right, so let me ring him and see what he says, because he's saying that that is definitely the correct PIN number. So let me give him a call. Good morning, how are you? Well, I am sat with the computer in front of me now, so shall I just type it whilst we're on the phone?
PCDD, you little shit.
At a time. Go on, shout the number out and I'll type it in with you. Yeah. 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 Yep, definitely saying device offline, try a different signing method. So password or PIN number is wrong. Yeah. Yeah. It can do when you start getting hardware issues and things like that. That it can actually start messing with the high file and the way it kind of locks everything down. If it gets corrupted and things like that. What it does mean is obviously if I can't get access to the disk, unless you've got your data backed up, I'm not going to be able to get your data back. Or we can then go through data recovery. But chances are, if it's Windows 11, you're going to need your BitLocker recovery key, which is a 48-digit number. To be able to get that back. So it depends. I can get round it all. It's not a problem at all. But I'm just thinking, A, for time and cost and everything else. If you're not needing the data back and you've got it all backed up into the cloud or anything like that, I can, just do other things. Hmm. Right. Yes, is the quick answer to whether it'll automatically back up. Windows does configure itself to give you a free amount of storage, which is 5 GB. If you pay for Office 365, you generally get either 100 or 1 TB, I think it is. So yeah. So if you don't touch it, anything in your documents and your desktop, and I think your photos automatically get backed up. But it depends whether you've configured it differently or changed it differently. But no, well, yeah, you can log into it at your end and see what's there and everything else. There's no way I can do that, you see, because it's got to be logged in from your side. I would imagine you can do that on the phone. Yeah, I mean, there is an app that you can see. You're better off using a PC if possible, because obviously it's more familiar on how it would look on your normal computer. But it wouldn't look like your normal computer. It just looks like a load of files what you've backed up, and then you'd have to go into each individual one or have a look, see if they were the latest versions and things like that. But just remember that at the moment we haven't got access to it. So if you have got anything in there, it's a benefit. If we can't get access, if you haven't got it in there, it's lost anyway if we can't get access to the data on the computer. So it's not like you've got anything to lose as such. We're in a position where we get the computer working, and if we can't get access to your data, we've not got access to it. Mm, mm. Yeah, but that's the thing, because if it's lost then, it's lost now, and it was lost yesterday. So yeah, that's kind of where you are with it. If it's gone, it's gone, or if it's locked, it's locked. If it's unrecoverable, it's unrecoverable. It's not kind of a now decision. It were a 2 week decision before it all went wrong, if you know what I mean. Which in hindsight's a wonderful thing, but we can't live in that. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. No, no, either way, it still could be either way, you see. And I mean, literally, I turned it on to start doing some tests, and that's what it came up with. So I've spent about 15 seconds on it. So at the moment, I've not really done anything. We still need to go through the same process of diagnosing and things like that, to ascertain whether it is just software, like corruption of the Windows, or it's a bit more in depth with something failing on hardware side, which is then corrupting software to give you that. So you still need to go down that route. And I think either way, it's fixable. So it's not like it's just a paperweight and you've got yourself got to buy a new one. It's certainly fixable, and the Dells are nice laptops as well. It's a good quality machine. It Yeah, I mean, it all depends. I can bypass the password, because I've got password resetting tools and so on. There's obviously additional charges when we go down that route. So there's no point going down that if you had the password, for example, or if you then say, well, look, I because that's not always 100% guaranteed either, and then you start incurring charges. So if it's a case of, yeah, I've got everything backed up, we might as well kind of jump that step, not charge you for that, and then move into carry on with diagnostics. But whether I can say it's software or hardware at this stage, until I can start doing a little bit more with that, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mm. 40. Yeah. You want me to go that? Now, there is important things to remember with that, is that if it's an online account, which it probably is, you are going to lose the facility to access your online accounts from from it once I've unlocked it. That's if it is unlockable, because it rewrites all the online security certificates. Doesn't actually affect you if you used another machine. It only affects it on this machine. So basically, you'd have to just basically re-input all your usernames and passwords if you use this machine for it again. But we're in a position where you can't access them on this machine anyway. So just be aware of that. It doesn't actually unlock it as a full. Is it what? Sorry. No. No, nothing to do with Microsoft at all, because Microsoft will just go, well, if you've hacked the password system, you really shouldn't be doing that. It's there for a reason. So it won't make any difference. You don't stop you getting your emails. So let's say, for example, you've got email set up on this machine, and you just clicked on your email button, it brought all your emails up. That is what they call an online credential. So your machine sends a credential up to your email provider, which basically includes your username and password. When I bypass your password on here to log into the machine, because that is an encrypted file, that thing what they send up, it negates being able to do that any longer. So what that means is you'd have to re-log back into your emails just with the same credentials, and it creates a new token on your machine. Yeah. So what are you wanting me to do? Okay, so you're happy for me to completely and utterly wipe the machine if needed? Yeah, okay then. I will get on with that, and we'll do some more diagnostics and work on it. We'll see where it all goes, but I'll keep you informed as and when I've got news. It's either going to be probably not today, because it's quite a lengthy job. It's probably going to be beginning next week, but I'll let you know as soon as we've got news. Wonderful. Thanks, David. Bye-bye now. Yeah, sorry about that. That was the gentleman who can't remember his password on here. I told him I can bypass the password, but then said, don't bypass the password. Anyway, we'll see where we go. So we'll just turn this back up, and we'll say some. I know. What is it? Pitco, thank you very much for your membership on there. And yeah, the sound, I had to, because you can hear my side, it means he can hear your side as well. So I had to quickly hit the volume down button. So all the iShip commands were, I don't know if that will work or not. It's disappeared off my screen with Windows 11. CMD, exclamation CMD is to get a full list of them all, by the way. To do that. Don't like the grey. Blue looks better. Welcome to the madness. Yeah. I do have a particular customer base, Nick. Good morning, Nick, by the way. Good morning. Whenever blue. There you go, exclamation command. That's if it's actually working, in fairness. So anyway, we'll get on with this one. This is the guy who's just collected. This is their second laptop. This was just described as not working, not powering, and he said, what's wrong with it? I went, don't know, I've not looked at it yet. So we'll plug power in and just see if anything comes up on. We have got current draw, LDO current draw 0.1. Is it going to go into a charge cycle? And ooh, that looks like it's negotiating higher. You'll keep an eye up here. Right, 660, 70. That doesn't look. Was it only a camera for? Well, what do you think, Nick? I did have the phone in my hand, let's say, but Maddie did come to the rescue. She just laid behind me, looking at me. She actually came across and laid next to me. She is trained, if I fall or collapse or anything, she's trained to come over and lay next to me and lick my face. She's trained to do that. So and then stay with me until anything arises, because I've got fall detection on my watch and that. So it was predominantly done for when we go out. I go out cycling. She was trained to do that. So if I have an accident when I'm on the bike and I fall and I'm on the floor, she'll come over, lick my face to try and think, "Ooh, you taste nice," and then start chewing on my leg, and then stay with me. She's trained to stay with me, and if she's seeing anybody, she'll bark to attract attention, and then she'll stay with me until the relative emergency service. But she'll do the same in the house as well. She's good like that. I know it was AI or something like that. Something like that. Question now is: will dolphins come to rescue if you fall off? No. Dolphins are only trained to come to my rescue if I do it in the sea. Dolphins are only in the sea. So let's press the power button on here. So let's see if that will happen. So we'll power it up. It's responding to power button, and we've got a bit more current draw. I would say this is probably going to work. We've got picture. So 2 for 2 so far this morning. Is this going to boot all the way? Hats Dolphins for help. I do try and be pretty concise on picture on this one on the phone with customers, and I don't mind you hearing my side of things. Obviously I can't share the other side, because I think anybody who's not in the industry, and if you don't deal with a retail customer base, it gives you an insight on how customers do react and how they change. And I know I've had my fair share, which I've streamed, where we've got unhappy customers. And do you know what? I don't get it right all the time, but it does give you an appreciation. I think if you just, let's say you work in an office or non-customer facing or retail facing or whatever service industry, because we're all customers of somebody, and I always think that we should appreciate it more. Now, they did tell me there was no password on here, and guess what? There's a password on here. Yay! Another password on here. Well, they've not given me. Oh, so we've got another customer with no password, and oh no, we've got a password on this one. Yeah, they have given me a password on this. This was the interesting. Right, that password. Oh, that's interesting. Right, password is incorrect. I've had my fair share of customers, yeah. The password is password. I did have a customer who put his he says my password is incorrect. I says, well, what is it? So he says, no, it's incorrect. He says, because if I ever forget it and I type the password, it says underneath, the password you have entered is incorrect. So he always remembers his password's incorrect, which at the time I thought was funny, but I've heard it lots since since 1990s. Plus they don't actually put that anymore. So the password these have given me is incorrect. Not actually the word incorrect, it's wrong. No, it's not the word wrong, it's just not working. Let me just text him and say, the password you have given me is incorrect. This is why we have a standard fee for diagnostics, because whilst I'm chasing customers up for information which I ask them to provide, I cannot. Hi, the password you gave me for the laptop is not working. Can you please confirm? Right, so again, I can't do anything with this one until we get a password. I would imagine this might be a battery issue, because we were taking very low current, but yeah, can't do anything with this until I get the correct password. We've got some pre-charge, but we're not getting it. Do you know what? 700, 680 milliamps. Do you think that's enough for a charge? I don't think it is. Let me just see if I can charge. Oh, yeah. Put this onto a different charger. Oh, that was, somebody asked me about this, didn't they, before my phone rang. So what this Jabud UD1700 does, and I did say I was going to tell you, this emulates different chargers, predominantly Dell, Lenovo and HP. Because obviously if you don't get the manufacturer's chargers or the center pin right and things like that, it will not charge. So this will emulate those three manufacturers. I use it a lot. So as you can see on there, and then you can then choose what size charger it is from the respective manufacturers. Plus it's got a nice handy amp and voltmeter in it, and it will also do a USB-C, and I've got all the Apple attachments as well, so I can see current draw on Apple, and then we could always see put another output in there, so we could use it just as a current and voltmeter. But it's a nice one to see what we're doing on there. This one was quite expensive. It was about £80 with all the cables. Would I buy this one again? Don't know. There are cheaper versions around sort of £50 on AliExpress. Probably buy one of those because I think it'll probably do the same. There's very little technology in it, but it works for what it works. So if you are working on laptops, it saves you having to get a whole host of chargers. You can just use this to emulate the main three, and you can use it for all others as well if you wish. And if you've not got on-screen power meters, or you've not got a volt and amp meter, it does give you an indication of what state the laptop's in. So we can see just from the current draw, e.g. on here, I know we've got it on screen as well, but on here, what the laptop process is doing if there's no display, whether it's locked on a BIOS or whatever. So it's useful for that, very useful for that. But the link in the description of the video for all my tools on there, and I think there's a 10% discount voucher as well in there.
Have I tried admin? I've not tried admin. I'll text them first. I can bypass it easily. I can bypass it with whatchamacallit. So yeah, Sparta. It's not a major issue. It's not a major issue. Password, but I actually forgot it. Is the password? The original password was definitely not password, and it's quite a complicated password what they've given me. So I suspect it probably wouldn't be as easy as password or things like that. But yeah, you're right, Sparta. It can be easily done. I was thinking about you yesterday, Sparta, because I watched James's latest part 2 video about the Lenovo. I think it was a Lenovo laptop he's done for a viewer. And he said that yourself and somebody else had helped him out with it, and there was one I could have done with some advice about, and I think you were on chat the other night when we were working on it. If I can remember what it was, I might drop you a DM, just see if you can shed some light on it for me. But I honestly cannot remember. Kiki, good morning. Hello, Sweden. Greetings from Sweden. We celebrate midsummer, the middle of summer, with heavy rain here. It is it 27th we celebrate, or 21st of July? I think we celebrate midsummer. It is roasting in the UK today. My office is 37.8 degrees as I am sat here cooking. Hence why I am sweating, got 2 fans on, and I'm still cooking. So yeah, 38 degrees in here. Outside is 24. So a good 14 degrees hotter in this little office, but I've got all computers and everything going. Damn, I need a graphics card for my daughter's game PC. This minis form ain't cutting it anymore. What type of graphics card do you want, TFN? Pick how much James part 2 with a laptop was very interesting, to be fair. I love James though. Yeah, is James's diagnostic process is absolutely superb. His presentation style and his video style, I think, is excellent. It's probably one of the best creators that I watch. What matches what I want to watch. Not, I'm saying he's better than everyone else. It's just
matches the style that I want to view, and interesting stuff. But his diagnostic process is phenomenal. I wish I had a fraction of James's diagnostic skill and mindset with it. I just have not. Something simple, 2070 or so. I've got no Series 2 cards. I've got some Series 1s. I could have sent you down, but I've got no Series 2. How about a GT710? I've got a GT710. I've got a GT710 sat on the side, but right, I'm gonna leave that to one side because I can't do anything with that until I gain the right password. Oh, 2 for 2 here, aren't we? 2 for 2. So let's pull this one back. Right, the customer has now said we can try and get the data back, try and wipe this one. So we're gonna try and get that put in there. We're gonna get my memory stick, and we'll shut this down and we'll see if we can get this on big TV, and we'll see if we can boot into OBS. Yeah, right. We'll see if we can boot into OBS. Del and F2, and then I'll get this on screen for us. Yeah, I've seen that you can bypass it on. You can bypass it with a command prompt, can't you? And then don't you overwrite the accessibility command with a command prompt, so you can get into command prompt and do it. I just find it easier doing it from Windows PE environment. That's generally which is what I'm going to do on here, and see if we can get in. So let me restart this in that mode there. Can't show you this because it's got his name on it. See if we can put a bit of tape over that. Trying to hold shift down to get into recovery. Oh wait, then my phone's now. Why did? Oh right, okay. That password they've just sent me is completely and utterly different to what they had sent me. Right, so we'll give that a try in a couple of tickles. That's the custom with the other laptop. Okay. We will see if we can get in here. Use device and oh, brilliant. Wonderful. Is it the Dell which only boots from one side? I bet it is. Troubleshoot. Yeah, she texted me another password. Right, so she gave me the password for the wrong laptop. That's why the password doesn't work. Ooh, well, it's always useful if I've got the password for the right laptop. Yeah, that's the Ultiman. Yeah, that's the utility command, isn't it? Showing about. Yes, did Scotland lose? I think they did, didn't they? 1-0 against Morocco. Bit like yeah, I'm still going to run into it, but I did say to him on the phone that he's in a position where the date was probably lost 2 weeks ago as such, rather than today, because that's when he had access to his data. So unless we can bypass the password, or unless he's got his BitLocker recovery key, which he didn't have, but he believed it were online. He said to me, he says, yeah, reset it, and we'll base it on the fact that I'll get it all back offline. I went, so I can definitely wipe it. And he went, yes, you can definitely wipe it. I said, okay. So I am going to try and reset the password, mainly because if I can reset the password and back his data up, it's just being good for customer relations. This. I'm going to see if I can stick that over the name, which is there. you can see screen. I know a bit of horrible black tape, but at least we can see screen now. You got a 1080 Founders Edition for €50. I know that's an old card, but that is a workhorse of a card. TFN. It's a bit of a, certainly a bit of a workhorse of a card, that. Yeah, I wouldn't be too. It is Windows 11. I would say Founders Edition is probably a card I would stick away from, for the fact that they're not always designed the best. I think Tony's done a video on it the other day about Founders Edition, and I think he said exactly the same. Enroll key from disk. Just enrolling my continue. Yes, reboot. We can get back into this. Yeah, the Founders Edition are always the best. They do look nice. I think the design on the Founders Edition, or most of them, are really, really nice. But yeah, some of them do have more issues. All right, so we can get into here, and we'll see if we can get this on big TV for people to see. I'm not going to say this will work because we all know OBS is a little bit, but if we get a picture, it will come up in the bottom right hand corner. It's reading the disk. That's not going to work. Let me just try. Oh, let's move this. There we go. I have several versions of this, so one of them hopefully will work. We'll get that shut down. Yes, that's shut down. Try that one. They should all be the same whatchamacallit key, so I shouldn't have to reinstall the key. Yeah, I sold that 3070 Ti the other day, to that customer. That were a Founders Edition, and they do look really nice. But and I've had I think my 4090 was a Founders Edition. Was it my 3090? It might have been my 3090, which was a Founders Edition. Yeah, because I had 3090 Founders Edition, then I had a 4080, and then I went on to 5090, which is a Asus, I think it is. That's interesting. That one's not booting either. I need to reset and turn off secure boot because I don't think this is going to work. I need it for my actual PC though, not for repair. Large pile of stuff. It's enough back from purchase, yeah. Let me get back onto there. Yes. Let's see if this will come up. 2072 for 430. I think I'd take a deal. Morning, Bristech. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I think I was watching one of your VODs the other day, your AliExpress VOD the other day, Bristech. I think it was yours. It runs Minefield either. Oh, Minefield, not Minesweeper. I thought you were saying Minesweeper then. My system upstairs is a 9850X3D with a 5090 in it, and if it's been switched on twice this year, so I just never seem to get time to go on it. At the moment, there's a load of stuff on my driving rig, so I can't even get to it because Please work. If not, I'm going to have to disable secure boot. Go into legacy mode. Come on, you know you want it. Don't start teasing me. No. Right, so we're going to go into the BIOS and disable secure boot, because I think that's what's stopping it coming on. Don't know why, and I really should. Don't look at the mark on the screen. Oh no, from the thingy installers. I know. I did manage to clean that off from the disable. There we go. Exit saving changes. There we go. Oh God, that's cooking and a half there. That's really hot. Got a C64 from customer. I fixed the PC on stream last week. Power, no picture. Yay, secure boot disabled. Let's see if this will work now. It has got BitLocker enabled, because it's told me that it's got BitLocker enabled. There we go. So this was just secure boot stopping it. So keep an eye out in the bottom right hand corner, see if we get a picture. I've been toying with the idea, TFN, and you might be able to help out with this. I would like a original Game Boy to play Tetris on, because I think, like a lot of us, we've got fond memories of playing Tetris in the old games. But some of them are an absolute fortune on places like eBay. I saw one on local Facebook marketplace selling thing, and he wanted £1,000 for it. I mean, it was boxed, but he wanted £1,000. You just think, what? £1,000? You are having a giraffe. Right, so let's just see if we can reset this password. Oops, just let it load. So using Sergio Shreliak, Windows 11 version. Don't make any difference whether it's 11 or 10, it's just a front end skin. And we will do, where does it say passwords on here? Resetting passwords. Windows 11 unlocker. It will then scan. We have found that one. It is a live one. So it won't tell us the password on here. So we'll do bypass. Yes. Yes. And it just gives us a warning to say live accounts is that. And we'll do reset and unlock, because I like doing both. And that should change from, there we go. No passwords on now. So that changed from a pin of yes to password and pin as no. Difficult for you to see, but that's basically what it said. So that should be done. So if we do that and we do that, we can turn the computer off. Gosh, I cannot believe how hot it is in my little office. I had a customer refuse to come in yesterday because it was so warm. If that's kind of the right place, we'll see. It is posting again. I'll just put it on that screen until I get it up, which help of some little tiny blue tablet shouldn't be too long. Sergio Shreliak, you do just inspired. You certainly do. You spied it. You spied it. Oh, diagnosing your PC. This is because it's corrupted the high file, I would imagine. But he has got this issue. I still think it's going to be a hardware issue with this, from what he was describing. I'm just doing this to try and get his data back, so we're not stuck without any data. I do like Sergio Shreliak. I know a couple of other people use different things, but I just find it loads quickest, and do you know, for half a dozen tools that I use in it, it does it well. And the tools it hasn't got, I generally don't need. I just wish it was a bit more robust when you start installing drivers, certainly graphics card drivers and chipset drivers, so you can do proper testing under it. Your device ran into a problem. So this is what he was having. This was the issue he was having. Let's go back there. What did I use? Was it my red one? Let's do Control Alt Delete, and let's go back into the Control Alt and Delete's not working, by the way. That's why we're doing that. Let's go back into Sergio and just see if we can do a diagnostic on that drive. One of the downsides about Sergio Shreliak is that how you pronounce it? Sergi Shreliak? I don't know. It doesn't always detect M2 drives. That's why I prefer to. My version's quite old actually. I think it's from. I don't know which version it is. I think it's from March or something like that. Probably need to update it. Weather forecast for Monday: 30 degrees in the United Kingdom and 50% chance of rain. So I'm supposedly running on Monday night, and I'm thinking I'll be happy for the rain if it's if it's that temperature. But I think if it is that temperature, I don't think I'm going to bother running. I'll just be a pool of sweat dripping around. It'll be like a rainstorm's following me. It'll be like one of them cartoons where little cartoon characters constantly got a rain cloud over his head and he's just dripping. I'll just be like that if I'm running in 30-degree heat. It won't be pleasant. So we're not going to get a picture. Oh, that's what the issue is. You see what the issue is? You see his OS drive, which strangely enough is not BitLocker, even though it said it was. Interesting. That'll be what the issue is. It's run out of space on there. So let's just let me just zoom out just to see. I know I'm pulling out a little bit. I just want to see if I can get any user data for him, and I can. So let me just back up some of their bits and buttons. Not that one. Contacts, downloads, favorites, music, OneDrive. Don't think it'll back OneDrive up. And we should have videos at the bottom. Whoops. And videos at the bottom. And we'll do a Control-C and we'll get that onto my Ventoy disk. And diagnostic software, customer data. And we'll create a new folder. And we'll paste it in there. We have 4 gigabytes, but that's not going to take us too long to do at all. That's saying that the unexpected error because the cloud service isn't running. I actually bought a eSeat US Partition Master Pro license after being so impressed with it on the SS boot disk. Yeah, I've got the. I think I've got the technician license for mine. I think. Do you know one good thing about it? And I know it's a bit like having a trial version. There's a lot of tools on there which are unlicensed on there, which is probably a nice way of saying they shouldn't really be on there. But I've done exactly the same. I still haven't bought a WinRAR, a WinRAR license. But does anybody ever buy WinRAR? I don't know whether you do or not. I don't know whether anybody ever buys WinRAR. Right, so hard drive is SK Hynix 256, and it's 97% good. We've got no real issues with this. We've got power on count of 5,167, and it's only 215 days, and that 967 power on count. So I've done any usage really. We'll do a quick speed test on this drive to see if there is any performance issues. Hard disk, and we will use diagnostics. We'll use Crystal Disk Mark. We're not doing 3 pass, so we'll do 1 pass, and I'm just going to do it at 512 because this will give us an idea straight away. So we'll just let disk capacity is insufficient. That's because we've run out of space. Let me delete some stuff from the disk, and that one, users in there, and downloads. Oh, that's interesting. Nothing in there at all.
I use P-Zip. I'm a proud WinRAR purchaser. Well, just inspired. You're the one. He's the one. We found the person who actually did. It was a business model, weren't it? What they set up. I watched a video about it, and they set it up on the premise that can't understand where the massive bloat is on here. There's nothing in his user data folder. Sorry guys, I'm just confused to where they are putting. There's nothing in downloads, nothing in documents. I don't think this is going to, no, it's not going to copy anything across. It looks like, it just looks like the reason why this is big, thick and heavy is because it is full, but not full of data. It's full of other stuff. So we've got 4 GB free, so we might have enough room now. Yeah, we have to do a 512 speed test, which is what we're after. App data. Yeah, it'll be sat in app data and things like that. Morning, Gear. Is Gear here? Yeah, Gear's here. Hello, Gear. Sorry, I just saw somebody else say hello, Gear. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're doing well. And shoes 7. I've got 7-zip as well. I think like all of us, you end up with a collection of them, even though they all do similar. I would imagine they've all got pretty much similar compressions. But yeah, the business profile of it was give it away free to absolutely everybody. A bit like Adobe, an Acrobat Reader. Give it away free to everybody. And because it's so widely used, the companies who need to use that format will then have to pay because it's free to everybody. So that's basically what they did. So they're not really bothered if you as an individual buys a license. It's the big corporations who buy the licenses who keep them in business. We're going to format it. We're going to format it. I'm going to ring him and just say, look, in fairness, if he's using 212 gigabytes, does he want moving up to the next size of disk anyway? But I think it'll just be a quick format anyway on here to see what it is. Jasmed, good morning, Jasmed. Not seen you in a while. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Wow, it is toasty. Ooh, have you noticed disparity here between read and writes? This should not be that big a disparity. I mean, that one's pretty right. I would imagine this one's filling some type of cache up in the first 512 meg. It'll have some type of maybe small cache. I'll have a DRAM on there to do that. And the read here is quite a bit different to the write. But again, I think because these middle figures on QDepth2 and QDepth3 is similar, and I think that's probably some type of cache read as well, because that's really where the figure should be. So I don't think to me that is too much of a issue. So we'll shut that down. Oh gosh, it is toasty, toasty, toasty. My dog is barking. So let me dog in because I don't know what she's barking at. What are you barking at? Go on. There's nobody there. I know. She said, but Dad, you're on YouTube. Yeah. You didn't come and say hello. Oh. Yeah. Oh, look at all your adoring fans. A lot of them has bought you dog biscuits. Yes. Being a member, they buy you a dog biscuit. Don't lick me. Don't lick me. Yes.
Yes. Let's go on then. Get down. Go away. Go. Go. There we go. He likes a 15 minutes of fame, that dog. 27 ounce. Oh, 27 ounce. Crikey. Mine's about 14, 15 degrees up on the outside temperature of my office. So it's crazy. Oh, just a regular lurker. Hey, we don't mind those as well, Jasmed. That was always nice to have everybody. I always have everybody with me. She'll be up on the ladders later with me. Well, not up on the ladders, but she'll be doing the whatchamacallit. Right, so let me ring this customer back. I'm not going to ring him back actually, because I want to see if I can get onto the other diagnostic, because I think that's going to be a bit more of an interesting one. So I'm just going to make a note on here, because I'm not going to do this until Monday anyway. So let's make a note on this. And this, do we really want to be doing a Windows reinstall on stream? Probably not. Probably not. Disk full. Win 11 or 500 gig drive. Is that right? So I will give him a call probably when I finish streaming and have a chat with him. So let's get back to this one. So this is the other one which was dropped off this morning, where they give me the wrong password. So we'll see how we go with this. We can only work on what comes through the door, can't we, guys? And we'll go there. Just make sure we're not revealing customer details. On. Power. And we have the password for this one now. Windows install stream is quality. Morning, Ruggers. It's quality stream. I would imagine to some people, because we get people floating in and out, watching how Windows install happens is probably useful for them. To me, because I've done it so many times, it's generally not. But yeah, it's what it is. Right, I'm just going to put that on there while I type this customer's new password. Now, she has capitalized it, but I think that's a issue with crikey, I can't even spell this. Is it going to log? Yay, we have login. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, but I cannot show this either because it's got customer data on. So I will explain what I am doing, but I can't. So let me see if there's anything. Yeah, I can't show this because it's got customer. They've got files on the desktop with names and addresses on. Oh, there's a lot of things. Who's using Ace? Well, that looks like a Google Chrome ripoff. So we're going to say nobody's using Ace. Something else is coming up. We have got half a screen locked now. This could be a case of, oh, that's a chat box. So let's close that. We do not have an antivirus running, but we've got Wave browser running, which is always nice, isn't it? Yeah, we don't need an antivirus. We'll just use Wave browser. Right, his disk has not got BitLocker on, which is good. It is Windows 11. It's a 500 gigabyte drive, and he's got 364 gigabytes free. So let's just run Crystal Disk Mark, just make sure there's nothing wrong with the drive. Crystal Disk Info, sorry. Again, I can't show you this because the customer data. This is why I generally don't do software ones on stream. But he did say this computer wasn't turning. Right, that's down to 86% health, and he's only used it for a year. What? So on here, we can see that the disc has been used for 10,000 hours, which is a year and 61 days, which is absolutely nothing. 4,842 power on cycles, a fair bit of data, but not huge amounts, 34 terabytes of data and 34 terabytes of data read and written. So that, I would say that's just normal kind of Windows usage. And is down to 86% health. I think the disk is warm because ambient temperature near it is quite hot. Yeah, Windows 98 23 floppies. That was a. I'm just glad we couldn't stream back in them days. Imagine we'd get you get RSI, wouldn't you, on your wrist, repetitive stress injury, just putting disk in and out on that. And then you figure out that disk 22 were wrong. Busy little SSD. It's done a fair amount of usage, that, in fairness, for the amount of hours. Let's just work that back. So 30, so that's 67 gigabytes. 66,000 gigabytes divided by how many days? 1,102.29 equals times by 24. So he's done 160 gigabytes of data moving per day, which is a fair amount. Thank you very much for 17 likes, whoever's been liking that, and 33 people watching. Woohoo! Right, my phone is ringing. Let me grab my telephone. This is a customer from earlier. PC repairs. Hello. Yeah, very good, Paul. How are you? Right, yours is the HP, isn't it? It's not good news, Paul. I spent quite a bit of time on it day before yesterday and yesterday as well, and then just finished a couple of bits off this morning. It looks like, because I've changed a few bits on it, some power regulation and whatnot, where one of the pieces of Coca-Cola, looks like it's shorted and actually dissolved the entire trace, and it's blown a power regulator which converts your 19 into your 3, and then it puts 3 down into your other circuitry around the computer, and it converts it into 5 as well. So I've changed that out, and I've changed a couple of other bits out, and it looks like it's probably damaged the EC chip. So with it being the EC chip issue on there, it's going to be something that you can't replace and do. But I know you were saying with the data was the thing which is a bit important on there. Now, your data is still on the drive, but it is Windows 11, so it is locked with encryption on BitLocker. So I can't get access to that because it's a security protocol and it's encrypted. But you would need to provide me the BitLocker encryption key. Everyone tells me the same. And what that basically is, when you put Windows 11 on your computer, it does activate BitLocker, and it activates it on your Microsoft account, and it'll keep it stored on there. So all you simply need to do is log into your Microsoft account, which is your normal username and password, and just search for BitLocker drive encryption, disk encryption. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it should be BitLocker, and it'll have a 48-digit number in there. Take a photo of it, type it in, send it across to me, and then I should be able to unlock the drive and get your data back off there for you. More or less, yeah. It's you didn't have a lot of drinking there, I will say. It's damaged your RAM chip as well. You didn't have a lot, but it, well, strangely enough, there were only one bit, and it was probably a quarter size of a grain of a pea, so it weren't even a lot. But it was just that one place. If it had fell 3 millimeters to the left, right, up or down, you'd have been safe. It just fell on that part, and it just dissolved. Not because of the acids in it; it's just dissolved it because it was live, and it just carry a bit of current that, and that's what had done it. Either way, by a few millimeters, and you'd have been fine. Because there was probably only maybe a dozen places that it had hit, but very, very, very tiny amounts. But it was more unfortunate than anything else. And I thought, when we changing the bits, that it would resurrect it, but I just ended up chasing it round, so it looks like it's put 19 volts down 5-volt rail. No. But if you get me the BitLocker thing, I should be able to recover your data for you, and then you just let me know how you want it storing. Yeah, well, I'm off tomorrow, but I'm back on Monday. So if you can get it, just drop me a screenshot of it. All right. Cheers, Paul. Bye-bye. Yes, that was the customer with the HP laptop. Gia, thank you very much for the very, very kind gifted 10 yesterday and today. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated. Guys, if you are in chat and you have been one of the lucky recipients yesterday, today, or even a couple of weeks ago when Let Us Repair very, very kindly gifted membership, please show him some love. Pop over to his channel, give him a like, give him a subscribe, and just catch him. He's a brilliant creator as well. Ever such a nice guy as well. Does a lot behind the scenes for the community, a bit like James does as well. And very supportive of all creators and members as well. But a really, really nice guy. And thank you very, very, very much on that, Gear. Thank you so much. But yeah, please say thank you. Oh, Let Us Repair. Thanks very much for the gifted. Yeah, thank you, Cows, for taking care of that. Morning, morning, Sloth Tech, or afternoon. It's still morning for me. Still morning. I certainly miss my Amiga 500. Who was doing an Amiga 500? Wait, Joey. Joey did one, didn't he? But it was the new style Amiga. I caught him on stream the other day. I got a job in tech support because of being able to type line and simple. Oh, crikey. Careful. In case it's cracked there. Different. Right, so let's get back on with this. Can't we remember what we said was wrong with this? My mind's gone. Let me just type password in again. Is this going to be one where it might be battery? That was the thing, weren't it? Let me just type a password in again because it's quite a complicated password. Okay. Yeah, so what I was saying was we're at 86% health. That's what I was saying. 86% health on this disc. So I would normally say to the customer, if it's 86% health after a year, wow, 14% is they're going to struggle to get another year. Oh, my parcel from AliExpress is due today. They're going to struggle to get another year's worth of use out of that because when you get below 90%, it's a compounded issue with disk read write failure rate. So I think I'll say, do they want it changing? And we can put them another disk in. It's a 500 gigabyte drive. Carry these in stock, so at least we can put one in if needed, and get that sorted. But other than that, they said the computer wasn't switching on. That is definitely switching on. Let me pull my diagnostic one up for the battery. And again, I've just got a... I'll bring this up once I've got it on screen. Okay, so the battery is showing us healthy, in fairness. It is done 22.5% charge capacity and it's 32% health. So I would say that that's a bit hard. Good morning, Mr. Pete. Tom, good morning. I hear your Oscars in the post. Oh, damn right. Damn right. Did it? Do you want me to show you what? If you don't know what they're on about, let me just see if I can get it up. Sounds a bit rude, really, doesn't it? That one there. And shorts.
PCDD, you little shit.
Hi, ship. Press that one there. That was me falling off the roof yesterday. That was the phone come tumbling down to the ground, but Maddie's laid there. It wasn't a good idea. It wasn't a good idea. I was trying to make a film about the install of solar panels. I tried to make one. Charles, what the heck do you mean? Oh dear. Oh, Slothet, thank you very much. Oh, he's received a gift of membership himself. Thank you very much for joining as a member. Very nice to see everybody join us. That. Thank you very much, guys. So this one here, let me just lift it up. We are showing battery health 32%. Again, I've got this plugged into HDMI, but it's just not playing ball on screen. I would say that needs a battery. I'll quote them on a battery, but not sure whether they'll have a battery anyway. But we'll quote them on a battery. Are they all installed now? Not as yet, Tom. I have. I explained it earlier on in stream, but I got all the stuff from City Plumbing because that's what was recommended online, and they just, by their own admission, they ain't got a clue about solar. So I don't know why people are raving about them online. So they basically sold me these 3 prominent systems on the market, which you've got to get the aluminium beams, you've got to get the fasteners, you've got to get the roof fasteners, you've got to get everything which kind of match all the same ecosystem. And they sold me basically parts from each ecosystem. So they didn't marry up. Some of the parts were delayed and they ordered them wrong, so I had to go back 3 times to get that because they kept telling me they're in, and because this did, and then it were wrong. So cut a long story short, I just had enough yesterday. I found another company which were amazing, got all the right bits, because I got on the roof yesterday to do it and they didn't fit. Again, because this ecosystem, they sold me the right bits, and I spent about an hour, and I managed to get both the bottom rails up. I just need to put the top rails up today. Hopefully try and get the panels up, but the panels are huge. They're about 8 foot. So I'm probably going to struggle myself getting the panels up. So I would imagine I may end up breaking a panel. But hey, needs must, isn't it? Yeah, shitty plumbing. I would concur with that. They might know the thingy bob. Sorry, running late this morning. Don't worry, Tom. I tried Morph OS, but trial version is pissing. What's Morph OS? Is that a Linux? Is that a Linux distro? Must be, because obviously it's nothing else. Is it supposed to be skinned like Windows or something like that? Just write down what this needs. M2 500 gig and a battery. We'll just pop the back off and we'll see what battery it needs on this. Done. Close, and there we go. Turn that off. I'm going to be doing it this afternoon. I'm going to be trying anyway to get it done this afternoon. That's why I'm on stream until about 12ish, something like that, 12, half 12. I've got a couple of bits to do before my other half arrives, and then I'm going to crack on and so let me grab my screwdrivers. I took my screwdrivers out yesterday. Left them in here. EDM did actually say to me yesterday when I was doing the doing the panels, don't do it because it's too windy. He'll come and help. And I thought we could have a viewer assisted build, couldn't we? You can all come round, and I'll get the Barbie lit and we can put the panels up and everything like that. Then I thought, well, a bit far for people like TFN to come, and Zach and and PLD when they're in other countries. That's an interesting piece of foam there. And why? What? Hey? How? Oh, it's just that. Battery isn't swollen, but I am going to take a photograph of it. And the part number. There we go. All in all, a pretty clean interior of a laptop. Cracky. Don't know if that's heat build-up around that. So let me bang that on microscope. If that's a heat issue with no, it's just resin. I could see something dark and I'm like, is that heat? But no. Just burnt my hand. But it isn't, it's just resin. It's not really hot on that side of the board. Let's don't know what that is. So I'm going to ring these and tell them they probably need, I love the little hole in the centre, what they put a piece of tape under, because they can't put a screw in it. Don't know why. But the silly old woman swallowed a fly. So I was planning on doing a bit of a, because I've mentioned it, a video for the install of the panels, but with the instance of trying to climb up and hold the phone, as per the short, I give it a second thought. Plus trying to hold everything with one hand, hold a drill with the other hand, and hold a screw with the other hand. Clearly, I'm not a mutant. I've only got two hands, so I couldn't basically hold the camera. And I thought, shall I just duct tape the camera to me, because I haven't got I had a harness for my camera from when I used to do cycling, but where that is I do not know. So yeah, couldn't do that. So I'm gonna ring these and tell them that we can possibly put a drive in it. Let me just see how much those batteries are. It is a F3 YGT. Let me see what Amazon are selling duplicates for. FY3 GT. F3 YGT. Oh, cranky, I can't even. F3 YGT. So, crikey, there's a few variants here. I never like doing these. So we are looking at, right, the Dr. Battery version is £45. For that one. So I will give them a tinky-all and see what they say. We're not going to do that on stream because I'll need to order parts for that one. So we'll move on to the desktop now. Those two are diagnosed, and the desktop is probably going to be a little bit more interesting because that's the one with the big issues. And it does appear to be a nice system. So let's just get rid of some of this crud off the desk, because I certainly don't need power supply for this. And turn the power supply off. You know, it's a dog's life, isn't it? All she does is stay there all day and sleep. That's all. Watch rerun off stream. I missed that USB-C soldering iron. Looks useful. I've got a review coming on at Edinburgh. I've got a full review. Well, I'm saying I've done a full review. They're not expensive either for what they are. If anybody's wondering what he's referring to, it's this. It's a rechargeable soldering iron. I think it was about £6, something like that. So not expensive at all. It needs charging. I'll bang that on charge. So I have done a review on that on one of my VODs. I just haven't got around to editing it and posting it because there's several things in the same AliExpress thing. So I've done the AliExpress unboxing, then I've followed it up with 4 or 5 subsequent videos on each unit, and that's one of them. Yeah, because it is a lot smaller. It's a lot smaller tipped than my current iron. So if I look at the size of the tip on my current iron, which is that one, and it is, I mean, it's full of plastic because I'm only using it to melt plastic, but you can see that they are the next size down. That's my Finersi, as opposed to that. So it does the job well. And when you watch the video, you'll see how well it solders. It does do the job. There are some downsides and some shortcomings which I run through in the video, but I'm hoping to get that posted for members next week, early next week, and I'll just drop them all at the same time, and there'll be links in the description for each video for the members, for the AliExpress unboxing, and then for the reviews of each product. I've got a DJI drone. Do you know what? I've got a DJI drone, and I'm trying to sell it on Facebook, and it's the original DJI drone, all boxed, all brand new, a couple of shells with it. I've probably only used it maybe 4 times, something like that. I think it's about £400. Can't sell it, cannot sell it at all. And I think it's up for about £30 to £40. Cannot sell it at all. Nobody's interested in drones at all. So yeah. Yeah, so small wires in front of TV. I think you're buying one. I can send you a link to this one if you want it, Edinburgh. So let me see if I can find the link on here, and I'll post it in here so at least you can see which one it is I bought, because there was a couple of variations on it, and I did do a bit of research, but I did buy several things in the, sorry, do beg your pardon, the one I went for was £10.60, crikey. Yeah, how do I click on there? £10, it's now gone up to £11.89. Wonderful. If I get a link, yes, and log into the stream, I should be able to view channel. Yes, I love even on my thing. Am I an admin? Yeah, there we go. That's the link to the soldering iron. It's actually gone up to about 11 quid now. Same here, when DJI came out with its, what they called large white thing, everyone was buying and wanting. Yeah. So that's the link to the soldering iron if anybody wants to have a look. They're just over £10 when I bought it. Found them on bundle deals. Right, let me get the desktop. But yeah, that one, there is a review coming. I think even for 10 quid, it's, or £10, so what's that? €13, $15. It's still not too bad. It's certainly going to do what I need it to, and it'll save me spoiling soldering irons. Whew. Whoa, gosh, this is a heavy machine. It's a nice machine, this, considering it's only relatively small. I bet that weighs 12 kilos, 13 kilos, something like that. Are you a hacker, sir? Me? Am I a hacker? Depends what you call a hacker. In the strictest of terms, yes, I suppose I am. In the broader sense, depends which hacking you're relating to. Might have tried a little bit of SQL injections over the years. Might have done a bit of war driving back in the day. There you go. Gears to hit the nail on the head. I'm certainly feeling like an old hack at times. I use mine quite a lot, to be fair. But with the expanding and no-fly zone around here, it requires driver's license here since a few years. I can't do anymore here. Help me get rich by hacking bank money. I would do, but I only accept payment in gold, unfortunately. Gone are the days where I did anything like that. But there's a lot cleverer channels. I've just, you know, I was looking through, and I'll show you the channel on here. Let me just get off there and bring this up. I was watching now because I've got several accounts. I will share this because I thought this channel was really good, and I did subscribe to it myself. Subscriptions, and it is called cracky. You end up with so many people on here. I need to send that stuff to Zern as well, to Josh, and to Cows as well. Oh, it must not be on that one. Oh, Soren's got a bird in the hand. I'll see if I can find the link to the channel that I've just subscribed to, because he is go away. I can't find it, but all they do is hacking stuff, and it's brings back some memories on how they do stuff, about putting hidden text and things like that. I can sort out dolphin hat though. Yeah. Port surfing using Telnet, that was fun. Oh yeah. Interesting channel content. Don't think we will be joining in with that though. I can't find the channel that I was going to point you towards. Honestly, if I could find it, I'd be posting it, because I thought the channel was really, really good to watch. And I can't find the channel I was gonna say have a look at, because they were short videos, but they were really, really quite entertaining and well presented videos on how not so much hacking, but well they are, but how hackers do what they do, from uploading code to review sites, and you don't even need to read the review to be compromised. And it was a bit of an eye-opener. If anybody's not aware of the techniques that they use, it can show a little bit of subscriptions. I'm determined to find it now. New activity. I think they did one the other day. Oh dear. And I think anybody into PCs would probably find it. Now, was it him? Yes, this is it. And it's Norix. And this is that's the YouTube channel, if you want to have a look at it. And he's got quite a few things. I was watching the cross-scripting hack the other day, and that's an interesting one. If you're not familiar what it is, just please watch that one video, because it will kind of highlight how easy it is for these guys to do what they do. I mean, there's a lot of precautions in place on a lot of websites, but the cross-scripting injection hack is just so simplistic. So if you've got a spare 10 minutes, have a look at some of that content. It was really, really good. Norix, yeah, that's the one. Really, really, really good. I mean, there are a lot better ones. That Matt Brown's excellent as well with his hardware hacking and things like that. Have a look at Matt Brown. He's phenomenal. Yeah, XSS. I mean, it still goes on now. The cross-script act as well. Certainly on things like Facebook and whatnot. Oh, there's a lot of stuff like that, and in forums where people just click willy-nilly as well. I will be back. It sounds like Arnie. I'll be back. So, gentle people, this machine is not very well. I very much suspect that this may be an issue with. I can't believe how heavy this is, but I think majority of this is the case. I've got a VR system coming in next week, a high-end VR system that's been into another repair shop locally, and they've had the machine 6 weeks. 6 weeks, and what they've said is they need to order a new BIOS chip for it. So a repair shop's had the computer, a proper bricks and mortar repair shop, had it 6 weeks to tell me they need to order a new BIOS chip. Not flash the BIOS chip or reprogram the BIOS chip or even take the BIOS chip off another board. They need to order a new BIOS chip. Well, how many times do BIOS chips actually fail? I mean, we reflash BIOSes regularly on here. So yeah, but that's a quite high-end VR system. So that one's coming in Wednesday. I think that one's coming in. But I do suspect from what this issue is, this is so heavy. I think cases. Ooh. Ah, no. Cases majority of the things. So we've got an RTX graphics card just there. A very neat little standoff. I've never seen a standoff like that before. You know, for the I'm going to zoom in on here. I think this is quite interesting. So it's got a bracket here. Let's see if we can pull the bracket so you can see. So a bracket for graphics card comes off this main thing and they come diagonal. So the good thing about that, I suppose you can angle them and put them wherever you want. Because some you can't put legs on and things like that. I do prefer the ones which go up on the board. I've not seen that particular model. This is a Eraser. Ouch. An Eraser machine. All in all, doesn't look too bad built system on. But I do suspect that we may have a hard drive fault. Yeah, PSU is nice and clean. All in all, this system is really, I mean, considering I've not touched it at all, it's looking. It reckons it's about 6 years old. They put on the text message. 6 years old. If this hasn't been worked on in 6 years, I'm quite impressed with this. I mean, its graphics card's a heck of a lot dirtier than anything else, but I think that's because it's pulling the air from that straight through this filtered thing down here, which clearly isn't doing a good job. But I love it. They put a filter at bottom, but they don't put filter at front where the fan is. So all your crud can be sucked in through this fan and open airways without any filter and blown into your system, but you've got a filter at bottom. Well, it just seems a bit silly to me. Why don't you just put another filter at front to keep all the stuff out? But hey, let's plug it in anyway and see where we go. We may get a picture on screen. We have a new follower on Twitch as well. Hot Cows on Twitch. Thank you very much, Cows, for your follow on Twitch. Right, I'm going to stick that over there because I'm going to plug this into that. Put that over there. Right, just to see what this is doing, I'm just going to put it on my screen for 2 ticks, and then as long as we've not got anything untoward on desktop, we will plug his desktop into the big TV. Get a power cable on.
Oh, you!
Hey! You're into mod on Twitch. I don't think I've got any mods. You have a Twitch bot. You have a bot on Twitch. I honestly don't know. I don't know how to do that, Cows. If I knew how to do it on Twitch, I would do it on Twitch. If you put a comment in on there, can I do it straight on there? I don't know. I don't really use Twitch. I do, but I watch on Twitch rather than anything else. Manage suspicious user. I've got them. Yeah, I've got those type all of the time on. On Twitch. Twitch. Oops.
just maximize that and do that and show chat. Right, so if I click on there and click on switch to non-mod setting, no idea. Why don't they just make it easier that I could just click on something and go, that's how you do it. And this new Windows 11 I am not liking at all. No, don't know how to do that. Users in chat. Oh, wait there we have. Oh, we've got Cows, we've got Dano30, and we've got Ryan, and we've got TFN. So we have got a few in chat. I think I don't know what I've done. I don't know what I've done. I think I've just modded everybody who sat in chat. Oh dear. Oh, wait there. Have I just modded everybody who sat in chat? No. Ah, there we go. I think, yeah. I think I've done that. I don't know. I'm not very good with technology, guys. I know what I know, but I don't know what I don't know. Let's get to. Oh wait, I've now. I can. Oh wait, cancel. There we go. I think I've done it. I don't know. Anyway, there is bot on Twitch. Yeah, is it? I often get bots sat in there, but I don't always. I don't always see them for whatever reason. I don't know why. Exclamation Maddie, yeah. Correct dashboard, mod settings, TFN mod management. Yeah, I think I've just right-clicked on the names or something. I don't really know. Anyway, let's get this one turned on. I need a power cable. Power cable. Is that over here? Ooh, that's my fan falling down. That's off. Oh. It was Gear, Let Us Repair, the Slimy Show. An amazing contributor. If you don't know who Let Us Repair is, please go check him out. You'll find his name up in the channel up there. Let Us Repair. Brilliant creator as well. He has very, very kindly gifted lots and lots of memberships. So, yes, there we go. Let's turn that on. Let's turn my screen over to where I need to be. And let's flick it on. I will put this on big screen as and when I know we're not going to display
PCDD, you little shit.
Revealing information. Who was that? Joseph! Hello! How the diddly devil are you, Joseph? Joseph. Hello. We have a BIOS screen coming up, which is never good. I wonder why that's booted into the BIOS. We'll shift the camera around so we can see this. And again, I'll get this on big screen once I can confirm there's no data in there. Okay, I know this is not the right way of looking at it, but it is just so I can instantly block it in case anything does come up. Are you sure you want to quit? No. See what's in here. I will get it up on OBS
if it lets me for a start. I'm just going to do a simple. Right, his boot manager is there, so let's just see medium PC. PC will zone median. Bot banned. Is that how I won't have a clue how to ban it, TFN, so thank you very much for that. It weren't coming up on my screen. Do I need to put something on my thing, you know, like you have top chat and things like that, chat settings? Turn on shield mode. I don't know. Bot blocked. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Right. Right. So I'm just going to log into this, and I think he gave me his password. He did. He gave me his password. Just let me grab it. Step over it, dog. I don't feel like I've got a great deal done this morning. That's his password. Yay! So let me create another user quickly, and then we can log in and we can get this on big screen. User. No, that's brilliant. Settings. Settings. Accounts. Add a user account. Account privacy. Access family. Your accounts. Add an account. Add a Microsoft account. No, to that we just want to add a family. Add someone. There we go. Cancel. Oh, brilliant. Now, if you sign in with an... Why does Microsoft do this? If you sign in with a... online account, you can't actually set up an additional user. Even though you're an administrator. You can only set up an online account. So I can no longer add, like I used to, was add a second account so we can have it on system. The add account is not there. I can add another online account there, but I cannot add a second account. I can't add a family. Can I add it under? Oh, there we go. We can add it under here. Brilliant. So we'll just do PCDD. We won't have a password, and then we need to do that, and then we need to change this to a change account type to an administrator. Okay, right, so we'll click back off there. I'm now an admin. I will sign out of this account. I will sign in on the new account, and then we can show it on OBS, and then we can do some testing. Woohoo! We should have another account down here. Sign in. Ooh, look at that. Okay. That one there. No, wrong button. Yes, done. Okay. Press number 1. Let's reorientate that. We should have, we've got a PC. No, microscope. There we go. We have now got the big screen on. Wonderful. So we can see what we're doing. Bit of a faff, but it's what we need to do to protect anonymity. Okay. You could probably do it through computer. Yeah, I can do. It was they must have moved it on Windows 11. It wasn't in the same place as it normally is on their Sparta. Quickly do these. Oh, lovely. We've got Norton. Brilliant. Brilliant. I think I've got a HDMI one put in here. There you go. Get rid of my pictures. My ugly mug of a picture. Let's get my memory stick plugged in. Yes. You know what I'm going to do is just change this because I cannot see. I cannot see for the life of me what this says because I am working on a tiny ickle screen, so I need to put it on big. There we go. I can see it now. Diagnostics. So we want that one. And that one. Drag them two to there. All right, there's a copy, and we'll just do a crystal disk info. So this gives an indication of whether the disk is very well or not. Oh, now he did say to me that he had it absolutely filled to the brim, and he cleared a load of stuff out. So I did explain, and I've never even yeah, it's only got 40 gigabytes now. So I think he's probably destroyed his disk by overfilling it because he's not really done too many hours. He's not even done a year, and he's took 40% health off that. Yeah. Norton, the only virus you'll ever need now. Norton Ghost. I remember buying Norton 4, I think it was, or something like that, and I used Bitcoin to buy it. When Bitcoin was its infancy, and I just thought, oh, I'll give it a try. And it's the only time I've ever bought some Bitcoin, and you could buy it through Bitcoin. I thought I'll give it a try. I mean, that same Bitcoin now, which I paid for Norton, which were 20 quid at the time, is probably worth about £4 million. But at the time, it was worth 20 quid. But I just thought, oh, I'll buy it through that, thinking I was uneducated, a bit like now, really. And I bought Norton. Yeah. Worst thing ever. Got so many viruses back then. I remember getting hacked and somebody printing out on my printer, ejecting my CD-ROM and whatnot. They were using Cain and Abel, if you remember Cain and Abel, to do it, because I was on a chat room and they went, oh, you're in UK as well. Can I send you a picture? Went, yeah, no problem. So I sent it, and I'm like, that's an exe file. So I scanned it with Norton. Norton went, oh no, you're completely safe. Put it on, and within a second of me clicking the exe file, it was they had full control. They added me to MSN chatbot, which was a thing back then. If you don't know what that was, so they could see when I was online, and did that. So I instantly disconnected it from internet, and learnt my lesson not to click on any dodgy pictures. Yeah, 3k bitcoins. Yeah, and mine were probably the same. £20 worth of bitcoins then. It was before the massive skyrocketing. Skyrocketing cost. I bet that 20 quid's probably worth that now. Probably close to 60 or 70,000 or something silly. It's because it's crazy. Yeah, Ghost did work well, but there was very limited to what did work well back then. If you look at the things which were about in that era, Cain and Abel is a nostalgic stream today. Yeah, I probably even forgot how to use Cain and Abel. That time next year, you could have. Look at me, Rodney. Look at me. I think we can all agree that this disc is not very well. Let's just put 61% health, because I need to speak to these as well. And it is a 500. What I would say is they need a 2 terabyte. What's people's thoughts on this? Bang for the buck. 500 gigabyte NVMe as a boot drive and a 2 terabyte mechanical for the games and the storage, because they're currently using a USB drive for storage, which is just crazy because it's a slow thing. Mechanical USB drive. So a 2 terabyte internal mechanical drive and a 500 gigabyte NVMe for Windows. Or do you just bite the bullet and go, well, I'll put a 1 terabyte boot drive in and a 1 terabyte NVMe in for storage, but it's going to cost you a lot more money. I'm always a lover of 500 gig NVMe and a 2 terabyte of that. Yeah, I feel it's just a better combination. I think it's a better balanced system because you don't really gain anything apart from a little bit of loading speed by going from mechanical to that. Oh, look at Norton, restore your protection. Restore your protection, disable Norton and install McAfee. Or disable Norton, just run Windows Defender, it's a lot better. 5 and 4 terabyte hard drive for games and data is what I run. Yeah, I think that's a good combination. I mean, it all depends on how much. Yeah, the client is a gamer. He is a gamer, Sparta. I think for me, I would say, well, he says he keeps a lot of music on there. So if he's keeping music, he definitely doesn't need NVMe storage speeds. Yes, NVMe will load his games quicker, but it's not gonna be a significant amount. It's not going to save him 10 minutes. It's going to save him 10, 20 seconds or so, isn't it? I give the option to the customer, but it's a big bullet to take. Yeah, that's the big issue, to get a reliable, decent quality NVMe. But I would only put a 1 terabyte and a 1 terabyte into to give you 2 terabytes. I wouldn't go with a 2 terabyte disk because my way of looking at it, if you destroy a 2 terabyte disk, you've lost all your stuff. If you destroy a 1 terabyte, you've only lost one of your 2 terabytes. And you can still, if you had a 512 and then 2 1 terabytes, my system down here, I've got RAIDed 1 terabyte disks, 1 terabyte SSDs. I think I've got 4 1 terabytes RAIDed to give me better bandwidth. No problem, cows. Have a good time in Basingstoke. I will behave. It's not good. Yeah, I'm not a heavy gamer, Sparta. So I mean that's, and with what TFN's saying that you need it as well. So going for either mechanical or even SATA SSD is going to be a slow, clunky experience, but obviously it's a cost saving, isn't it? Something like a 2 terabyte mechanical can be had cheaper than a 2 terabyte NVMe as a second drive. I don't like the idea of putting just one drive in, one big drive. I would prefer to have a two drive system, so at least you can allocate it a little bit more and tune it. It's still going to be, yeah, it is. I mean, if he's surviving on a mechanical disk via USB, see you later, cows. He's gone. He's going to get a better performance increase than that. But yeah, it's got to be down to customer choice, hasn't it, on here. Right, let me get the mouse and just see what it's performing like on all the bits and bobs. Right, so let's bring some hardware settings up. Start that. We only want those, and let's bang that over there. He's got a pretty poor cooler, not got anything too spectacular. So we've got an i7 12th gen, 16 gig of RAM. That's my USB, one drive, and then we've got a 3060 Ti. Yeah, it's not amazing, but it's certainly not poor by any stretch of imagination. It's gonna get a lot of work done, and it's gonna do what it needs to do. So run OCCT. I would go for a 256 512 NVMe as a boot drive and maybe a 1 terabyte for game storage. It really depends on what games they have, as games won't run on mechanical. Do they actually stop running if you try and install them to a mechanical drive? I wasn't aware of that. I kind of was kind of semi-aware, but not fully aware. I do remember somebody else mentioning that. 512 gigabyte could be too small soon if you think all the garbage MS is installing with every Windows 11 update. The minimum space requirement for standard install is 60 gigabytes now, recommended 80. Yeah, I think that's where some people are falling foul when they've got an older system with a 120 or a 240 gigabyte drive, and they suddenly increase to Windows 11. It's eating a lot of the usable, configurable space through. Let's just do a quick power test on this system. I don't want to do them all, but let's just move that up there. Okay. This is one thing I do like about Windows 11 is you can do that. Oh, they do not run. It's just they do run. It's just bad experience, right? Jedi Survivor will, as a matter of fact, not boot if it detects a hard drive. That's what made me switch my library drive out for SSD. Okay, that's interesting. So I need to start giving the customers a bit more of a choice then. This is your cost for that, but it might limit some games. This is a cost for that. And you're going totally digital. But when you consider that is running into, you consider a decent quality NVMe is, I don't know, let's say £100 to put your boot drive on. You're then looking at a 2 terabyte NVMe for a good quality one is £200. You're looking at £300 without any labour. So even if it's only a standard install and a bit of tinkering and everything else, £60 to £80, let's say, you're looking at nearly £400 just for hard drive swapping on that case. There are mods out there now that can help run it on hard drive, but it's crappy, sadly. I have a 1 terabyte NVMe, 1 terabyte split with 2 SATA SSDs, and another 1 terabyte hard drive. It's still not enough. Yeah, on my gaming system upstairs, I think I've got a 2 terabyte 990 Pro, Samsung 990 Pro NVMe in it, and a 1 terabyte WD Black as a secondary storage drive, and I've only got one game running, which is F1, so I don't use any space at all. I use absolutely nothing. The only reason I got the 2 terabyte 990 Pro is because I bought it cheap from one of my suppliers at the time. They had it on offer because I've had it, I don't know, 18 months. So €400, yeah. That's probably an average price one as well at €400. I've got a customer going through. I don't know if anybody caught. Oh, that's interesting. It has frozen, which is what the customer said it was happening to him. Have we got any keyboard line? No, keyboard's frozen as well. So I'm just going to give this a hard reset. So screen will go off. Don't be alarmed. Microscope. I'm just going to put that there just to see if we can just get onto the right account. Oh, I haven't played a game since sometime in 2016. I can't really say that I was a particularly strong gamer back then either. I've gone straight into it. But I did have, I think my last console I had was an Xbox 360. That's the last console I think I bought. Or did I have a PlayStation? I had a PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 2. No, I had a PlayStation 3. So whichever came later. I think Xbox 360 came after PlayStation 3. I can't remember.
So I had a PS1, PS2, PS3, original Xbox, and an Xbox 360. And I've never bothered since getting rid of those. I went on to PC. But yeah, I'm not a PC gamer at all. Do with, you know what I'm going to do is shut this down, fit a temporary drive. I'm playing the game right now, Master of Orion. I'll something like the guy who rang me earlier he rang me up and went, oh, I play this and I do this and I do that, and I'm like, well, there's no point telling me because I don't really play games. I don't know it. And I was talking to my brother-in-law, and he was telling me games he were playing as well. I'm like, no, I've heard of COD and FIFA and things like that. My gaming knowledge is pretty limited. I do enjoy watching, I will say. I know I watch MDL Reflex. He does some of that, and there's a guy on Twitch who does Spectrum and very old retro games on those, and I watch him, and he does quite a few bits and bobs on there, and I do enjoy watching him. But that's for the nostalgic. I wrote my first game for the ZX81 that I built from a kit, and then I wrote a game for it, and then I wrote a couple for the ZX Spectrum when I got a ZX Spectrum, and it was a 48K one. I thought I was the bee's knees because I got a 48K one, not the 16K one. And I remember writing a game for it. It started off being a darts game, a darts scoring game, which turned into a darts game, which actually then moved into a Space Invaders game, and then it moved from there into a race car game. So I just kept changing what it did, really. Let me just back this customer's data up. So, grab the keyboard so I can see what I'm doing. Documents. Pictures, videos, and he's using VirtualBox is the customer. I wonder what he's using that for. We'll go in here, and we'll go in here, and we'll do paste. Yes, skip. We've not got a great deal of data, which is good. It's a 90s game. All right, okay. That explains why I probably never heard of it. I was working for a living in the 90s. What he said he's going to do with games is reinstall everything. He's got all his save games and everything backed up. He tells me, Sparta. But I'm not going to wipe this drive. I'm going to probably replace the drive. So at least he's going to have access to the drive anyway. So if he does want to go down that route afterwards, he can. But I did have a long chat with him yesterday to do that. But yeah, app data file is usually massive as well. And what I found back updating some of the app data, certainly on the local as opposed to roaming one, is that because it overwrites or it puts configuration for quite a few different programs, it can mess up some other programs, most notably web browsers. I found some issues with, but because you can see how bad this drive is. So yeah, but again, I'm not even going to bother reinstalling Windows on a drive at 60% health, whatever it is, 61% health. I'm just going to tell him he needs a new drive, and then see which way he wants to go. And then tell him never to use Norton. Done. So we're going to eject, shut this down. We'll put our test disk in, and we'll see where we go from the test disk. Let that shut down. Windows 10 working. Off. So you can get the little drive out. Little drive.
I want to see if it's still faulting with a different hard drive in. Because obviously when we tried the stress testing just then, it fell over. Windows 10 working. Put that in that hole there. Get a bit of heat sink for a bit of weight, a bit of padding there just to hold it down into position and flip that back on. Come back onto there. Hopefully we'll get a picture. Just bear with it 2 tickles, see if we get a picture. Come on. Yeah, we have picture. I'm not going on to that. That is my drive, yes. Because I've got my USB drive in. There you go. Right. Reboot. See if we get a picture. This is my my test drive we've got in now. Hopefully it will just boot up. A little picture on there. That cooler looks a bit weak. Definitely not a Peerless Assassin. No. I had a guy come in. What day did he come in? Probably Monday or Tuesday last week. And he just built it himself at the weekend, and it weren't working right. It was he collected it yesterday actually, and he put it on the chair like I normally do, and I looked through the little glass window again as you would normally do, and it had a Peerless Assassin, the 120 SE, and I went, oh my god, you're not a viewer, are you? Went, well no. I'm like, my chat would be ever so impressed that you have put one of those in. I go on about it all the time. They are just brilliant coolers. But he had a 9800 X3D, so it was struggling a little bit. We're peaking at 95 degrees at temperatures. I said you could really do with the 140 rather than the 120. I said, but it will do it. It will do what you need it to do. I need to get a sponsorship deal. I do. You know what I need? I do need to set up something like a. They don't have an affiliate members thing. That's what they don't have. So I'm just going to disable that. They've got obviously on Amazon and things like that, but I'd rather do it for the fact that you guys know exactly which one I'm fitting, because they are such good things. I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got about 8 sat on shelf. Just looking at it there, 3D, yeah, about 8 sat on shelf up there of new ones sat in the sat waiting to be fitted for when I do systems. But they are just brilliant coolers. Have you got your system built yet, James? You know that 13th gen or whatever, because you got the 140 for that one, didn't you? Or is it still sat in the boxes to be unpacked? Come on, we're getting there. Not yet. Parts just sitting here. Yeah, it's a bit like my project's got so many things just waiting and seeing. So we'll get this Windows 10 booted onto this hardware. Once we've got this on, we'll do some thermal testing and testing. Might need to just install a few drivers. The ambient temperature in here is probably mid to high 30s, so it's. I'm going to leave case side off this. There we go. We should be getting somewhere close, and we will run my. If I can get my thing in the hole, USB 2. Unable to find the battery. Yes. Why is that running? Don't want you to run. Right, this is my test disk, so we should be. It's naughty and it's running every single time. Let me just run Snappy. Just so we've got some drivers in here. I think I updated this other day as well. Yes.
And yes, of course you can access it. 31 drivers. Hopefully this won't take too many moments to do, but it gives us the best chance of stable performance. Whilst that's doing that, let's bring hardware info up and see, because this will be putting a bit of stress on it with being installing drivers, decompressing them, recompressing them, and doing what it needs to do across the surface of the disk. This is my disk, this, so rather than customers. But I can't really do any thermal or stress testing until we've got the respective things installed. Let's see if I can get the battery optimizer turned off. No, where's the no, right. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to remove that. Don't like that. You just go to settings, apps. Where do I put apps? I've only been on Windows 11 one day and I'm forgetting where everything is on Windows 10. Uninstall. We don't want that on. Uninstall. Yes. There we go. If there's anybody sat in chat who's not hit that like or brilliantly subscribe button, if you don't mind hitting that, and same as Twitch as well, if you are sat in Twitch, please hit the follow button, and we'll see what it is. I have got some members videos coming next week of some AliExpress boxing videos or unboxing videos and whatnot. Using Snappy Driver. Ooh, get rid of that. That's a battery thing. Snappy Driver install. So what this will do, this is all kept on a memory stick. So I'm not connected to the internet, as you can see down here. You install this on a USB memory stick and it will scan the system when you put it in and click that. And then you can say what drivers I want to install. So if you are working on offline mode, it's finding everything. So everything from your network cards to Wi-Fi to graphics, you name it, chipset. And I would say a good 95% of the time it finds everything to get the system up and running, and then you can just do it. It is updated regularly as well, but it is a big file. So you're probably looking at, I think it's about 60 gigabytes to download, and it works better if you've got a very fast USB drive. Fortunately, mine is, but it's not really limited by the speed of the USB drive, as you can see here. It's more limited to other factors as well, because even though my drive is really big, it's decompressing it and whatnot. So that's where it is. But it is a super quick drive that I use. Oopsie daisy, it's doing graphics chips now. Oh, did you send me? Is that what came through on? I need something better working, because at the moment it's just, yeah, just not brilliant at all. Gents, while this is just installing on here, I'm just going to
They need one thing. I just did all that with the microphone off. So sorry, guys. I will apologise again. Turn the microphone off to do this. I had to go outside and peg the washing now because I had it in the washing machine. It's the bedding for tonight. So it's just, I had to put it on the line, the washing line to dry. A man's work is never done. As I was just saying, a domestic goddess I am. So you will notice on here, some of these things like that Realtek gaming controller and these things have failed to install. And that's not a massive issue because it just might mean that it needs a different part of the operating system or a different driver installing first. It might need a reboot before it can do that. So the reason why you need to reboot with some of these is because it might be writing to some type of system file or something like that within Windows, which is in use, so it hasn't got access. So it rewrites the actual bit at time of reboot, a bit like a Windows update does and things like that. So that's why sometimes you need that, or it loads it and then it reloads the new version on the next boot. So again, that's why you need restart on some and why you might get errors where it's failed to install on others. So we're just going to close that. I don't think that's installing because I think that's now frozen on there because I would say, I can't see which one it's pretending to install because it's saying that one is, oh no, 10%. So we'll stop that one. We'll stop that. 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 So the only one it is that one, which is yeah, and we'll give it a quick reboot. There we go. Just give it a quick reboot and this should speed the entire thing up. So we'll give it a reboot. Screen will go blank whilst it reboots, but don't worry, I am still here. Don't get afraid of the dark. It's one of the fears that you are born with as a human being is a fear of the dark. Two things you're born with: fear of the dark and fear of falling. Everything else is learned behavior. So no matter what your fear is, it is learned behavior. Those are the two instinctive ones that everybody is born with: fear of falling and fear of dark. Fully useless knowledge, me. Just wish some of it was useful. Let's get back onto Snap It and down here. Just do a quick reboot, refresh of the drivers. Probably still got some. No audio. My audio's back. Is my audio back? Yeah. Have we got audio? My meter's going across. What about Fear of Snakes? So it must be about Sparta. No, all of them, honestly. I remember watching. I think. I can't remember what I did it in. I can't remember. Thank you. No, it's a learned behaviour. It's a learned behaviour from. Has my thing decided to have a tantrum and not work? Pull it out. Yes, I know it's interrupted. You stupid thing. Plug it back. Oh, plug it back in. Yeah. So all the other fears that people have or anything else are all learned. They might not be learned as in, oh, you know, you've burnt yourself on something hot so you don't touch it again. They can be learned through some type of social anxiety or social experience like, oh, snakes are scary, or dogs bite because you've seen them attack people on films or whatever scenario you want to put. But as a human, the only two what we're born with instinctively is fear of the darkness, because that's the primal instinct of not being able to see when we used to be hunted by different animals and whatnot, and the other one is falling, and that's because that's a sensory fear that we have, a bit like not being able to see in the dark, I would imagine. So yeah, those are the two. We don't have a fear of water, don't have a fear of spiders, don't have a fear of wild animals as such, but and things like that. But they're all, other than that, all learned behaviour. Come on, restarted quite nice. I just want to get some stress testing done. So we're on to 10 of 13. So we've only got a couple to do. And you can see it is speeding up tremendously. The one which is normally slow is the audio one. Fortunately, we don't have an audio one. So we should be okay with that. So we'll do this, then a simple restart. And then we should be okay to carry on. Woohoo, I've gained 3 more subscribers since being on air. Thank you, whoever that was who subscribed. 1,091 subscribers. Seems like only 2 minutes ago where I was chasing 100 subscribers. Now we're at 91. And I'm 1,000 more than that. Wow. 3060 Ti. I think there were 2 flavors at Ti, weren't there? One coming 8 gigabytes, one coming 16 gigabytes. Can't remember now. I think it did. I'm only installing these onto my disk because I want to do a stress test, because when we did the stress test on the other disk, it fell over and froze. So I want to just do the same stress test just to know it's working. And it was probably the hard drive we've taken out at 61%. If it then passes that, I think we can just point it towards the hard disk, and at least we know where we are with that. There is an outside possibility it could still be RAM and CPU, but I would say it's looking like, woo, we're nearly there. It's looking more and more like that. Black screen, black screen, black screen. Come on, come on. We need a picture. Give me a picture. Where's my picture gone? Where's my picture gone? Right, computer. Ooh, there we go. Whoa. I'm getting a little bit worried then. I'm thinking, what? Let's eject the memory stick because I don't want it booting from that. Thank you. And let's do a quick restart. And I'll restart. Yes, restart anyway. How many people got now? Do you know what? I'll wait for that. Everyone clicks restart anyway, so why don't you just make that the default? No matter what it says, oh, you've got a program in the background stopping you restarting. Yeah, but just restart anyway. I've asked you to restart. Just do what you were asked to do. I don't want the choice. You know, nobody goes, oh, do you know what? I've been sat in Windows for 10 minutes waiting for it to restart. I'll wait a bit longer. Well, no. Come on. Is that Medium who makes the audio equipment? Is that the same company? Median, however you pronounce it. Just see if we've got everything installed. As long as we haven't got any exclamation marks, we should. Right, we're good to go on there. Wonderful. Yes, do that. Well, in fairness, Sparty, that makes a good point because I've done exactly the same. I clicked restart by mistake once. So yeah, I have done the same. So I suppose in that instance, it does give you the second chance, really, doesn't it? To say, oh no, damn, click wrong thing. It's halfway through a 3 terabyte file copy. I don't really want to. Oh damn, I clicked restart by mistake. Right, so this is doing the same power test that it was doing before. So we can see CPU is running at 67 degrees. I'm glad it changed to 67, not 66, because I couldn't say it. 81 watts, and GPU is running at 200 watts and 99%. Fans are ramping up. The temperatures are, considering it's why I'm in this office, I don't think temperatures are anywhere spectacular. I'm going to let it run to about 1 minute 30 because it did crash way before that on the other drive. I can hear the ones ramping up. We can push these a little bit further if we go into dedicated benchmarking and stress testing. But I just want to stress test the system as an overall draw on power and everything else. And then we'll do a quick RAM test on here as well. They come from Aldi. I thought maybe am I getting them confused with an audio manufacturer then who do car audio?
Oh, it used to be based down. It used to be Cambridge Soundworks. I thought it was, and when that dissolved, didn't they become Midian? Or I could be completely off the mark there. I mean, they might be German. I honestly cannot remember. Right, let's just go back on here. We'll do a quick memory. Auto fixed. Start. Bring task manager up so we can see how much of the RAM it is actually eating. And as you can see, we've instantly peaked at that. What it'll start doing now, you'll see this going up and down. So it starts shuffling to actually fill all the RAM. So even though it looks like there's 1.7 gig available, it'll start moving and rewriting to different parts of the RAM chips. So yeah, I'll let this run for about a minute and a half. You can run this longer, a bit like Memtest. You can run this a lot longer, and it will give you more time in it and more chance of catching any random errors there is. Certainly with latency and things like that when you're looking at pairing RAM sticks, because there's 2 RAM sticks in here, so that can throw some anomalies up with that. But I think for this one, I'm only looking at putting some stress through it, and I still think it's pointing towards a 61% health on hard drive. So is this an Aldi PC then? Middle aisle again from Aldi. I'm morning Mookie, didn't see you sneak in there. Morning Mookie. Well, going back to the solar panels, in Germany, they do sell the solar panels and batteries and kits like that for the European market on their middle aisle and on their website. Right, that's not brought any up. So I would say with that, yes, the recommendation could be we'll put a different cooler in it, because the cooler is just more like a stock Intel cooler with a blue fan on it. It's not actually lit up, that fan, it's just blue colour, as in blue plastic, even though it looks like it's glowing, it isn't. So I would say maybe a service and a clean, fresh thermal paste, and clean his GPU and power supply out. And getting his and we'll put down for a service. Clean. Okay, that's that one. So we've got 61% health on the SSD. Going to give him the choice of mechanical or digital drives after what chat has kind of been informing me on, and we'll see what the customer wants to do on that one. But I do think that was the culprit. This little SK Hynix hard drive has clearly seen better days, and I would suspect it's been caused through him overfilling the disk and going that route for it. Shuts down. That on there. Just let me turn that off, unplug. All right. Let me see if right, I am just going to have a look at where's my... Oh, where do I get to it? I wish I knew how to use Twitch. It'd be so much easier if I knew how to use Twitch. Trying to get onto the... that's the one I'm after. And it's the creator dashboard. No. I'm already on creator dashboard. Is that what it is? Well, sorry about it.
Bit weird, isn't it?
That's really, 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 really strange. Why I I can't get onto my creator dashboard. That's really bizarre. Don't know what Luna is. Anybody know how to use Twitch? How to get onto creator dashboard? Developers. No, definitely not that. Definitely not that one there. No, guys, I can't figure out how to get on top. But anyway, gents, I'm gonna call it. I was gonna put a raid on for Slothtech. Slothtech streaming on Twitch, so I was just gonna send everyone over to there and put a raid on for him. But I cannot, for the life of me, figure out how to do it on Twitch. So I can't, unfortunately, do that. So I'll see if there's anybody streaming on YouTube, and if there is, we'll pop a raid down for those guys as well, just to see if there's anyone there, because it's always nice to pass on the stream. Certainly for you guys as well. Oh, Slothtech is streaming on there as well, so we'll pop it on YouTube as well. I can't do it on Twitch. Sorry, guys, for whatever reason, my Twitch just isn't letting me play ball. So we will stream. We'll pop over to see Slothtech on YouTube. So we'll catch everyone again. Thank you very much for joining in today. Thank you very much for all the help and support you've done on there. And we will catch everybody probably Monday, I would have thought. I've got a few bits in Monday. If not, I am tied up most of Tuesday, so it might be Wednesday. But we'll try and catch up. Maybe some interesting stuff coming through. So thank you so much again. Have a super weekend, guys. Enjoy the weather. Stay out if you're not keen on too much of the heat. I'm certainly not. And just keep an ear out for some screams as I fall off the roof again. See you later, guys. Bye-bye. Oh, thank you, Swarm Collective and JFix on Twitch. I am going to still stay live for Twitch a couple of more minutes, just see if I can do it. But